Good afternoon, everyone. I am Monica, Marketing Manager here at Cloud.in, to welcome you all today in the webinar Automating Compliance and Governance with AWS Managed Services. Whether you are joining us from a highly regulated industry or you are growing a startup looking to build a secure foundation, you are in the right place. In today's cloud landscape, we know that moving fast can't come at an expense of staying safe. Manual compliance is no longer just tedious, it's a business risk. That's why we have organized this session to show you how to move from reactive auditing to proactive automated governance. To help us navigate this, I'm joined by a resident expert, 𝗬𝗚𝗀𝗧. 𝗬𝗚𝗀𝗧 is a cloud consultant here at Cloud.in with deep expertise in designing resilient and compliant architectures. He has spent years helping organizations leverage AWS to turn compliance from checkbox exercise into a competitive edge. Before we start off with the session, I would like to tell you all that we will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so please feel free to drop your question in the chat box throughout the session. Over to you, Vimal.
Thanks, Monica. Thanks for the introduction and, of course, for setting up the context. So before I start, I thanks everyone and welcome you all that you have joined this post-lunch webinar. I mean, that's not a very ideal time to attend any, webinar sort of thing and be attentive. So thanks for that. And so we've just seen that we are gonna cover the topics around this compliance part, right? And as Monica said, that it's a business risk, right? We usually talk about a lot of other things like services, cost optimization, billing, right, security. But if we talk about the compliance part, right, then this is something which we usually we have the sort of practices which are quite manual, right? So before deep dive into what Cloud.in provides in terms of like having AWS services along with our managed services, we'll just walk through with Cloud.in profile that what we do and what are our expertise, right? All right, so about Cloud.in. So if we talk about the company, so we are now 27-year-old organization. And if you look at our presence pan India, so Mumbai and Pune are the headquarters, which we currently have our presence physically. And we have the one more presence in Delaware, right? So talking about the number of years of experience past like more than 2 decades. So we are into the managed service providing company. So we provide 24/7 NOC support, and talking about domains we manage, that is 40,000 plus. And we have 100% certified resources in our company, and more than 200 plus live workloads, and managed cloud resources count is again 10,000 plus. Talking about the security endpoint protection, 8,000 plus, team strength is close to 100 now, right? And we cater our clients on pan India basis. So by looking at this, slide, now you would be, you understand that how old we are, how experienced we are in terms of providing managed services. So the crux that we very well understand the requirement of client is concerned, and how to provide all the required necessary services to the client, right? And talking about our journey, right, from where we started 1999 and again we started with the digital ad and online portal servicing, and from there now it's 2026. So now you can see the journey, right? So these are the milestones which we achieved over the years. Like in 2015 we got our engagement with the AWS, right? We started our partnership with AWS cloud. And 2016, right, so we've started our venture into the cloud basically. So and the Cloud.in, this domain is basically launched for this particular cloud related services only. and AWS competencies and service delivery programs. So now these are the areas, these are the you can consider as the benchmarks which we achieved over the years. And if you see 2018 till 22, and then 23, 24 till 25. So these are the areas you can just consider it's a kind of a seal of trust. So service delivery and the competencies are the badges, which is, it is a day-long activity where the auditor comes and just watches that what are our practices, right? How effectively we are managing clients' workload. So talking about the major achievements, so AWS GenAI competency, AWS migration and modernization competency. And if we can see here, like we started with the Microsoft workload consulting competency, education consulting competency, SME, and recently we've received AWS MSP program, right? Managed services provider. So this is the competency which is not very easy, and we are one of those few partners in India. So those have this competency. I mean, having competency of MSP, it's a testimony that the client has trust on us, the AWS has trust on us. So we are considered as a trusted partners uh, from AWS standpoint, right? So we have that reputation, right? So that's our testimony, that's our experience, and that's what we deliver to our client. All right, so I was talking about those competencies, right? So here we can see those badges in terms of like competency and the partner program, right? Right. And the core competencies and the service deliveries are these, talking about WAF, the control tower, talking about the AWS services, be it CloudFront, EC2 for Windows Server, Lambda API Gateway, CloudFormation, the DynamoDB, EKS, right? So all these service deliveries are something which we have gained the badges against. All right, so when we talk about the managed services, so it's overall service providing arena. So we need like different third party vendors also. When again, it's a depend on client's requirement, right? So let's say if they have their own premises setup, or they are using any third party services like Palo Alto, Brent, AI F5, right? In terms of like security, so we have our tech partners partnership with these companies, right? For data streaming, the Kafka and the Confluent is there. Then observability, New Relic, Site 24/7, Datadog, Nagios, and backup and data protection, Ruba, Commvault, Veritas, HCL, right? The Palo Alto F5 and Trend AI. So this is a 360 offerings which we provide in terms of like managed services to our clients. Talking about the industries, different industries who we are providing our managed support. So it is media, entertainment, e-com, IT, public sector, automobile, edtech, be it a startup, NGO, NPOs, pharma, financial services, and FMCG. So I don't think that we left any industry here, right? So you can consider here that we have the clients from all the different industry verticals. All right, in terms of our offering, what we provide, so be it a migration from on-premise to cloud, or they want to migrate their workload from any other cloud to AWS, or they want to get their workload through with a well-architected review, maybe a serverless deployment, CDN or S security, whether it's a live streaming, containerized deployments, optimization, DR, or GenAI based any solution. So we are there. We have different multiple workload running for our client, who we provided the managed support, and we just provided them the full support, and we provide them a well architected as kind of a secure kind of a workload, so for their requirement, right? So 24/7 knock and SOC support and web security setup. So all everything which you can see here are the part of our MSP offerings. So talking about the product ecosystem, so these are the the IPs which we have in house, right? So the first one is Niyantrak and 𝗬𝗏𝗁.ai, Rudra Sentinel, and Freedom. So I'll just quickly cover these, right? Niyantrak, again, if you just go by the name, it is, it is controlling something. So Niyantrak is a word for when you are controlling something, right? So it's a secure cloud governance and configuration control platform. So this is basically for where we are managing like your CloudFront Route 53, right, or a WAF, right? So if there are no different what you can say configuration, right, and you just you do some modification on and you create other distributions, right, and if you want to fail back onto the previous one, right, so that because your existing one is not working, so there has to be some mechanism so you can roll back, right? So in that case, a Niyantrak gives you the full visibility and full operational uh, convenient for that, right? And again, if you want to logs to be collected at a one place for any kind of do any kind of the assessment or any analytics you want to perform, then you can very well do that. And again, 𝗬𝗏𝗁.ai, so it is smarter AI based assessment tool, right? So what you can do with this, there are the area is huge. You can use this 𝗬𝗏𝗁.ai for any kind of assessment within your organization, whether it's a uh, education sector or any organization, right? So on the basis of the input, it provides some uh, it provides some assessment, right? It gives you the feedback, right? So on the basis of that, you can just enhance the efficiency of your stuff, right? And then Rudra Sentinel, again, is a SOC tool, right? So it's a single platform where from it gathers the logs and we can just identify what's gone wrong and what need to be corrected in terms of like your application or any vulnerability finds out, right? Talking about the Freedom, so multi-cloud billing management platform, that's a centralized platform which gives you the visibility and management of the Freedom. Okay, so managed services offering. So if you see this pyramid, right? So talking about the core foundation, we provide like 99% uptime, 40 to 50% fewer security incidences, availability across workloads is very high. So you can just consider that we have the expert cloud support for and achieve like 15% cost saving and 25% faster adoption, and we ensure 97% automation with 24/7 monitoring. I mean, these are the offering from the managed services, right? So, and this is something which you get as a trade-off, right? If we have an engagement with our client. All right. So now we are on a topic. We are on the agenda for today's. That's a compliance challenge, right? So. Um, so why are we so much concerned about the compliance, right? What are the challenges have been so far for any company, right? So, and again, since we know that now it's AI is everywhere, like everyone has started using automating the things, right? And the more AI is in use, the more it is difficult to be compliant, right? And again, if we're talking about the other industry, compliance is the part which has become very crucial, right? So again, and now we have to change our the way of being compliant as well, right? So it is getting harder as regulation keeps increasing. The managing compliance is complex, right? The cloud environment is challenging. The manual processes are slow, right? And talking about the time, I mean, manual processes will take a lot of time, right? So no one can afford being delayed, right? It's because your go-to-market strategies get affected. If there is any product launch, it would get delayed, right? A lot of time goes waste for auditing and all, right? All right. So what are we've just seen the challenges and now what are the business impact, right? So what do you get, right? If the you remain compliant and if you got the mechanism where your workload is compliant, so what is the trade-off? Like, what do you get out of it? Like, what is the business impact? So remain compliant, give you the faster compliance, right? Because delay can slow down your launches by 2x and impact time to market, right? Zero manual effort, and again, manual effort increase effort by 70% and lead to more errors. You don't get a real-time visibility while you are working manual, right? Lower risk and cost, strong compliance practices, a smooth automated process. So again, audit becomes 2x harder with the delays and operational disrupt. So let's say if you have like there is a one fintech tool, right, and you want to launch it like maybe in a week. So again, you team if by manual way, you'll get the auditors on the call, right, and then it's gonna take a lot of time to maybe you can lose to your competitor, right, if you are investing a lot of time in audit. So what is general guidelines of compliance, right? So now this is what we believe in, right? We as a cloud.in, what we can offer, right, to being compliant, right? So build an impenetrable fence, right? So idea is with AWS, what we provide you. First, we create the landing zone. We set up a landing zone with the guardrail and service control policies enabled, right, as per your requirement, just to remove the risk of like configuration change, right? So that we have the landing zone where your workload can be deployed, right? And before applying any code, right, before installing or applying any code to the servers, we take this on a left, so that if any code is being pushed to the application, right, so we just make sure that there is no bad code is being pushed to the no, the environment, right? So for that, again, you can use the tools like Checkov and CloudFormation Guard into your CI/CD pipeline, so you can just be compliant with your codes as well, right? So this is what we practice, and then post that we create a self-healing cloud. Okay, so there is a service which we call it the AWS config, right? So what you can do, you just provide the configuration of your all the setup which is there, right? So any drift, any deviation takes place, right? With the help of AWS EventBridge and the SSM, what it can very easily detect the drift and automatically execute API calls to secure the resource within the second. So it is kind of a rehealing, right? So if there is any wound, it is rehealed very quickly, right? So it's a self-healing cloud with the help of AWS config, AWS EventBridge, SSM, right? And again, put evidences on autopilot. So for there's no need to take screenshots or discover any, right? So this service called AWS Audit Manager. With the single button, what you can get generate a report, right? So it will give you the report. So how compliant you are in terms of like SOC 2 or HIPAA and the ISO 20001 requirement, right? So everything, I mean, it has the access of all the AWS services, so that you do not need to waste like lot much time on this. All right, so talking about the AWS managed services and the key benefits, operational monitoring, we provide like 24/7 monitoring and automatic remediations, right, insights to prevent future issues. AWS Health integration monitors AWS services, right? And so these are the services which we provide, and we can leverage to remain compliant, right? So again, so if the backup requirement, so we can just have a automated backups in place, and we can have on multiple locations your backup for faster recovery and the custom schedule as per your requirement. And again, we provide monthly cost optimization report or QRs, a quarterly report, just to provide you the visibility and the areas where you can change the configuration, right? If there is any over provisioning with the environment, so on the basis of that report, we can just optimize the cost, right? Centralized logs for auditing, tracking changes, and faster issue resolutions. So we just keep all the logs at one place, so that uh, every activity is being captured, and we can just have a look on it. So what is going, is everything is fine, or we need to intervene and patch something. And again, is there a requirement for patch management, EC instances safely with a snapshot and failure rollback? We can do that. And security monitoring. So there are multiple services are available, right, which detects threat via guard duty, right, or Amazon 𝗬𝗎𝗍 for personal identifiable information, we can use those, right. Automating compliance in a cloud.in way. Again, so set what we can do, we can set clear policies, right. We can protect our data with the encryption, access control, and the monitoring. And so as per the best practices. And talking about the continuous monitoring and alert, every activity again that is being recorded, and we can track that, and we can just put alarms, so any threshold gets breached, so the client and every stakeholder would be notified accordingly. And audit ready reports and automation, we can generate compliance report with a zero manual effort, right? And we can use the AWS tools like Config and Cloud to check setting automatically. And multi-layered security education to protect data with encryption. So, okay, so being compliant, if we're talking about the PCI DSS and the HIPAA, right? So there is a requirement where data is encrypted throughout. So AWS KMS and the this hardware secure model, what we can do, we can just keep data encrypted, whether it is in transit or at rest, right? So being data storage, having the backups in place, or whether it is related to encryption. So there are the different services offering that we can leverage. All right, so AWS IAM, again, we know that that is a role-based access control. All right, we can provide the who can access and do what. So again, there's a no permission given extra to anyone. So it works on the least privilege principle. And config talking about, so again, that's a configuration management service which we usually track the every changes, any drift if happens. So if any drift found, then again we can just automate the things further. Again, the cloud trail, it's a API audits services where we can just find out that who has done what, right? So if there are any malicious activities has been performed, so again that can be tracked down and then mitigate accordingly. AWS Security Hub, it's a SIEM service of AWS offering. So what we can do, we can set up multiple AWS security services so that the insights and data is being, the crucial information and telemetry is being generated and hold in a centralized security hub. And from there, we can further set it up with any third-party tool, or we can we can use like any other security services for monitoring, or maybe the dashboard thing, so that we have better visibility. Again, AWS organization. So again, we have the service called organization, where we can apply a service control policy to to be compliant and secure, right? So it's a wonderful way of managing things in a very secured way and implementing security guardrails. All right, and then 24/7 real-time monitoring. So surveillance is there for your workload. So any application database is there. So we track 24/7 real-time monitoring, so that there is nothing goes unnoticed, right? So if there are any anomaly is detected, then we take action instantly, right? And then AWS Health Management. Again, we have the AWS services where we are monitoring AWS resources health. So, and we have we schedule maintenance of like ensuring that all the applications are highly available and remains resilient. And again, data is being taken for any analytics, right? So, and generating any report, or for any service level agreement, right? So so also, so that we can just take the informed decision. Again, because data is something that now we need to look at data for like multiple reasons, right? Because data is something which is very crucial for everyone, right? So, and again, the cost optimization reporting, detailed monthly report on spending patterns, actionable recommendation, maximize the cloud ROI. Reporting, again, as I said, because since there are a lot of areas which we regularly suggest to our clients, right? If we see any pattern which is not as per the AWS well architected framework, right? So we generally provide those information to the client, and then with the mutual agreement or mutual discussion, we just do the we just optimize the resources to so that uh, it is highly optimized. Talking about the efficiency, so 30% you can consider is the count by which the AWS cost can be cut down, right? For continuous optimization. And we have the team of expert who take care of all whatever the improvements need to be done, right? So you do not need to be worried about of your workload, and is there any challenge, then we will just take care of your workload. Then smart automation, all right. So now that everything is on a verge of automation these days, so I mean, again, that's a stat that we usually cut down the manual effort by 50% using the smart automation and the control. And as a trade-off, if you are saving time, then you can invest all those time doing a lot more the things which are required for your organization. Okay, and cloud.in delivered value across industries, right? So if we're talking about the healthcare, right? So we reduce the data risk by 70% and ensure the system reliability. Talking about the healthcare compliance, where HIPAA is the compliant which we need to take care of. Talking about the EdTech, where there are a lot of real-time like online videos, right? And where latency is the is usually an issue. Then we enabled smooth handling of peak loads, achieve 99.9% uptime and reduce downtime. Talking about the fintech, right? The PCI DSS compliant environment, we improved the threat detection, enhanced performance by 40%, and strengthened the compliance. Again, the e-com, the traffic spike loads and avoiding downtime. We handled the traffic spike seamlessly and reduced latency by 50% and improved uptime. So by and large, if you see that the compliance part, so AWS on its part, it had multiple service offering which take care of your data for like storage or in your data safety, or maybe your data is encrypted at rest or in transit or not. And again, meet any compliant, it is a SOC, HIPAA, or PCI DSS, right? So there are the different services, and again, we as a cloud.in, we manage your workload accordingly, and we just make sure that you don't get any compliance related challenges for your workload. All right, so now why choose AWS, or why choose cloud.in as a AWS managed service provider? The answer is simple, because the without our services, I mean, the businesses previously spent excessive amount of time on compliance and audits and delayed their GTM. Now, with the help of cloud.in expertise and our managed services, what you can do, you can just skyrocket your business, and you can skyrocket your go-to-market strategies, right? So with that keynote, I would just finish my webinar here. So I'm here and to take any questions if you have.
Thank you, Vimal, for an insightful session. So all the attendees are requested to put up your questions in the chat box, and in the meantime, you can also scan the QR code on the screen to share your feedback with us. I guess there are no further questions. In case you have any questions or you would like to connect with our team, you can mail us on the given email address on the screen or the phone number. Okay, so thank you everyone for your time. Have a great day ahead.